Sponsored by Bet365.
So Barcelona get us underway here at the Camp Nou, kicking off ahead of the other title contenders, with a chance to put 3 points distance between themselves and their nearest challengers, Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid, of course, just that 1 point behind the top two in this fascinating title race. Barcelona with this 100% home record in the league, putting together a fantastic sequence of results at this fortress that is the Camp Nou. But Valencia, although their results don't suggest that they're upwardly mobile over their new coach Juan Antonio Pizzi, I've seen those two matches and they were thoroughly entertaining. A 0-0 draw at Malaga when they should have won, and a 2-2 draw against Espanyol, which was probably just about the fair result. They played actually pretty well in both of them, David, so despite the fact that they are due a win, they should come here with a little bit of confidence.
Well, they should come with a little bit of confidence, but when you look at the lineup at this present time, Kevin, they've strung 5 players across that midfield area. You'll see at times Javi Fuego becoming the front sweeper and Alcázar being the lonesome striker, so they know they're going to be in for a long afternoon here. As we know with Barcelona, they'll have plenty of possession. It's how they're going to be able to break down this Valencia unit.
Here's Dani Alves. Squeezing the early cross, and it's comfortable for Diego Alves. Two players who know each other very well, share the same surname, Diego and Dani Alves, both Brazilians, of course. Been a very interesting last few days as far as Valencia are concerned. They've let some really well-known players leave. Sergio Canales has gone on a permanent transfer to Real Sociedad, we think for around €4.5 million. And they've also let Dorlan Pabon go, the Colombian striker. Ever Banega's gone on loan to Newell's Old Boys. Helder Postiga has left also on loan. He's gone to Italy and Lazio. So some big names gone at a pivotal stage of their season, really, David. Are they going to accept mid-table mediocrity, or going to try and make a push for Europa League place?
Well, they have been in the market as well, and got Vargas from Napoli. Cedro Keita, who was here for a few years for Barcelona, he's signed on for Valencia.
Not enough, though, for the players they've let go, and their fans will be frustrated.
No, that's right, but the only reason that we're talking about off air is that these guys are the high earners. There's also the speculation about Ricardo Costa as well, because the transfer window in Turkey doesn't finish until Monday, and they tried to get him to go to Besiktas before the transfer window last night, but it didn't happen, didn't develop. But watch this space, he could be another one going. Philip Senderos coming from Fulham as well, so the likelihood is that they're trying to offload Ricardo Costa. So all change at Valencia.
Forward by Mathieu. Lovely ball here towards Alexis Sanchez, met by Alves. That was a brave save from the goalkeeper. Absolutely superb long-range pass, nearly got Alexis in. Here's a chance for Xavi. Alexis! Alves is there again, but the flag was up for offside on this near side of the pitch, but Barcelona with the early threat.
Well, it certainly was an excellent through ball into the path of Alexis Sanchez. Diego Alves very sharp off his line to thwart that advance, but then we saw a couple opportunities there for Barcelona, well defended and well blocked by the Valencia back unit. Here we see that great ball into the path of Alexis Sanchez. Diego Alves very, very brave. Lionel Messi receives and retrieves that ball, up against Barragán, plays it into the path of Pedro, pulls that ball back, and there's the shot. Not sure that Alexis Sanchez is offside in that position, as Xavi has that opportunity.
In very good form at the moment, the Chilean international. Some speculation a little time ago that he might be leaving Barcelona, but he's reacted really well to that speculation. And down goes Pedro, who's keen to test Barragán early on here.
Well, I think this is where Barcelona do have the advantage on Valencia down the flanks. When you have the pace of Alexis Sanchez down the right, Pedro down the left. We know with Barragán and Bernat not overly the quickest, especially Barragán. Bernat, is, again, he's been linked with Real Madrid at some stage just over a week ago. But I think that is where Barcelona do have the initiative.
Xavi over the free kick. Could have caught that, Diego Alves, but very much his style. Looks to get it away double-fisted. A slight gamble there, turning towards his own goal, Barragán, but it's away and out for the corner.
Well, it's a good job that he put it behind. But once again, Lionel Messi hasn't been in the goals recently, but certainly been a provider. A couple of Barcelona players there looking to try and turn that ball in.
Here's Messi. Back with Leo Messi again, tries a lovely ball in, Alexis. Oh, it's gone in! Alexis Sanchez, hot in front of goal right now. 4 goals in the last 3 games. And he's now equalled his best tally for goals in a Barcelona shirt for a season. He's up to 15 in all competitions. Didn't hit it cleanly, but it was enough to get it up and over Alves, and Barca lead Valencia by 1-0.
Well, it was a quickly taken corner on that far side, wasn't it, with Lionel Messi. Barragán, not the greatest of headers, he's trying to cushion it out, but you can see with Valencia trying to walk it out, can't be doing that. Then eventually the ball falls to Lionel Messi. Was Cesc Fabregas in a slight offside position? I think he was, but it falls to Alexis on the far post. As you're right to say, he doesn't hit it cleanly, Kevin. That's his 11th goal that he scored at home out of the 15 so far. It's a great response.
Diego Alves left cursing the fact that Alexis' shot got beyond his grasp. Here's Parejo. Barragán. Shot came in from Javi Fuego. It's been a fast start from Tata Martino's team. Looking to get Piqué back on here.
Well, now we have to look at the Valencia coach, Juan Antonio Pizzi. Is he still going to continue with the 5 across the midfield area? At some stage he's going to have to come out, or the player's going to have to come out, and well, there's eventually Piqué wanting to come onto the field of play. I don't think it's right that if the ball is in that sort of proximity you can allow him to come on, but the ball was in the central area, and that's what they're saying to Senor Perez Montero. There was an opportunity to bring the centre-half back on.
Well, that's a strange one from the officials. Tata Martino still berating the 4th official. Normally when there's no pressure on the opposition, as David alluded to there, you just immediately call the injured player back on. Barcelona had to put the ball out of play in order to get Piqué back. I must say it raised our eyebrows, didn't it, when Pizzi came into this game without his top scorer, the Brazilian Jonas. As David has mentioned, stuck 5 across midfield, and they're struggling again here, all the way through in the end for Messi. So last-ditch defending from Costa.
Well, as you mentioned, Kevin, you've covered the last two games that Valencia have played, and I thought they adopted a 4-4-1-1 formation with Jonas playing in behind Alcázar. Very surprised that he's left out his leading goal scorer in La Liga. There was the link-up and speculation linking him with West Bromwich Albion just under a week ago with Pepe Mel. So I wonder whether or not that has had some concern for the manager and decided to leave him out because of that basis.
It's another corner here to Barcelona. 4 minutes these for Valencia. Can't afford to ship another one this early. Xavi with a corner. Busquets unable to control his header. Barcelona will have another Copa del Rey game this coming Wednesday. They're through to their 4th successive semi-final. So we look at Puyol and Afellay and Neymar sitting things out today.
Well, it's good to see, sorry Kevin, it's good to see Afellay back in the mix of the last couple of games, although just come on as a sub or whatever, but it's good to see him back, being out for such a long time. But you're right in what you're saying, they've got Real Sociedad coming up. As we know, it's very much highlighted from Thursday's event at Santander, where the home side came onto the field of play and then refused to play. Something I've never ever seen before in my life. Hopefully I'll never see it again, but they've got big issues up there in the north.
There is a precedent for it here, though, in Spain. Barcelona once refused to play Atletico Madrid in a Copa del Rey match because they felt too many injuries to put together a competitive team. They went on to forfeit that particular tie. As Faguli shoots, and Valdez right behind it. Incidentally, it's worth noting that Barcelona didn't receive a fine for that, but Racing Santander have. The difference between the big clubs and the minnows, perhaps.
Well, I think that evening Barcelona lined up with 8 players. But you're right in what you're saying, they didn't receive a fine. Santander from Thursday's events, was it 3,006 euros in total? Could have been more if they hadn't put the team sheet in to start with.
Well, at least the players, David, haven't been fined because they actually began the match, and nor should they be. I have to feel a great deal of sympathy for the Racing Santander players, many of whom have gone up to 6 months without any salaries. I'm not even talking about bonuses here, no money at all.
Well, there was one of the players very much highlighted who used to break into the ground every night to go and sleep on the physio's bench, which I think is absolutely disgraceful.
Forward by Messi. Controlled well by Pedro, but all the sting taken off the shot. Wouldn't be altogether surprised, you know, if some of these big-name players in Spain start donating to Racing players if the situation doesn't change anytime soon. Seydou Keita we were looking at there, the former Barcelona player who has just been acquired by Valencia. He's without a club since November after a spell in China with Dalian Erbin. Keita, very experienced player, would be a good acquisition for Valencia in the second half of this season.
Again, I have to ask the question, he's 34 years of age, and you've allowed Ever Banega to go to Newell's Old Boys, and we are talking about the financial issues here with Valencia, and Banega possibly being one of the higher earners, and that's why he has gone. But I find it very strange, but Keita's a good player.
Nearly a good pass from Romeu, I knew he was alive to it. Xavi. Now Parejo. Barcelona picked a group around him. Disappointed to hear the referee's whistle. Parejo will be hoping to do his former club Real Madrid a favour by taking something away from this afternoon's game at the Camp Nou. Bernat. Fuego for Romeu. So not the best, having got to the pass. Barragan, his touch was disappointing.
Well, that was a good effort, wasn't it, from Sofiane Feghouli? Nice little ball from Barragan into the path of Feghouli. Doesn't really have to look where the goal is, just swivels, hits it first time. Valdez nice and sharp down to his right-hand side. It was interesting so far that Pablo Piatti, the left-handed side midfielder in front of Juan Bernat, he's had to do an awful amount of defending so far, not being able to get himself forward. But he's been asked to do that role, something that he's not used to doing.
Fabregas. Xavi or Busquets. Alexis. Mathieu snubbing out his full-back, Bernat. He's in excellent form at the moment, really. There's a feeling of being wanted here now, Alexis Sanchez, and it's showing. Messi. What a space for Busquets.
Well, that's what happens when you allow Lionel Messi a little bit of time and space. You could see with Bernat, he was over-exaggerated his position, trying to say to him, well, let's take you down the outside, but there you are, with the outside of his left foot into the path of Sergio Busquets, hits it first time. I think Diego Alves was quite delighted to see that going over the bar. Not sure if it had got there. Well, Busquets doesn't score that many goals, but still a good opportunity for the central midfielder.
Costa, not sure he was aware of the positioning of Pedro. He's really got enough pace on the back pass to Diego Alves. Fuego's foul on Xavi Hernandez. Too quickly to Fabregas. A little too quickly for Fabregas's liking. Feghouli. No win in 5 for Valencia ahead of today. Diego Alves squeezed after his poor first touch. Last 5 games in League and Cup, that is, for Valencia. They dropped out of the Copa del Rey. They're losing to Atletico Madrid. Very much a period of transition for Valencia, who've been well highlighted selling club over the last few years. So many big names have gone. And some more this past week as well. Some for good, some on loan. The club still riddled with debt. Messi.
Just trying to still look to move into their new stadium as well, aren't they, Kevin?
Oh, Messi, so scared to commit themselves, the defenders. Good run from Dani Alves. Oh, what a pity once he got there.
Well, we know what Dani Alves is all about. He likes to make those slight diagonal runs in behind the fullback. But this time I thought just he had to try and elevate himself. He goes in behind Pablo Piatti. No way is he offside. but I just thought they had to try and just jump into that one to cushion that ball back. Just got it slightly wrong. Ended up coming off his shins. But it is a plight, isn't it, for Valencia? Trying to move into their new stadium, they can't afford to. The amount of players who have gone, and they're on more than one handful as well. And now Sergio Canales going. I feel a little bit sorry for him, he hasn't had a lot of game time.
Some inviting space here for Pedro. Running at Diego Costa, there's Alexis! Kept out really well by Diego Alves. But Barragán was empty in the right back position there that allowed Pedro the space in which he can be so devastating. Feghouli. Piatti where he wants to be, running at the Barcelona defence. Away by Mascherano, only as far as Oriol Romeu. It's a poor ball from the Chelsea loanee. Once again, Barcelona can pick the spaces, pick their passes. It's Leo Messi. Alexis to his right. Messi drives for goal. All the way! And blocked by Costa.
Well, that's what happens when you start putting players forward. Barragán called out of position. Quick counter-attack. 4v3 for Barcelona. Great opportunity, but this is the chance for Alexis Sanchez on the far post. You'd have to turn around and say, well, could he have hit that ball towards the near post? Give credit where credit's due to Diego Alves. Great reactions, going out to his right-hand side. Had to flick his arm up at the very last moment. It's an instinctive save from the goalkeeper. In fact, it's right by his chest in the end. But another great opportunity. But that's what happens if you put more players going forward and forward. You're susceptible for that counter-attack, because when you have the likes of Messi, Pedro, Alexis Sanchez, you have three players with immense pace.
Busquets. Messi. Could get on the return here, does. Lionel Messi. Gets away from Costa. Another save for Alves. Little shimmy from Messi. It was just too cute for Costa.
Well, when you see an isolation like that, Messi up against Ricardo Costa, all it takes is just 6 inches to move that ball and then just hit it as hard as you can in towards the 6-yard box. But once again, Diego Alves was certainly up to it.
And by Xavi, to be away by Barragán. Went back well here by Dani Alves. Goalkeeper scrambling, but always travelling wide of his right-hand post, but he couldn't be absolutely sure, Diego Alves.
But I like the way that he had an opportunity of shooting, saw that Jeremy Mature had blocked that avenue. In fact, it's Oriol Romeu, and then just shifts that ball to the right-hand side. Here's that great opportunity for Barcelona. Messi isolated with Ricardo Costa, shifts, goes inside, and then comes on the outside. But it's a good instinctive save once again from Diego Alves down to his right-hand side.
And this has been hard work in the first quarter of the game for Pizzi's Valencia. They'll be relieved, they're only one down. Xavi. Alexis. Busquets. Xavi. Jordi Alba for Pedro. Barcelona diligently searching for the gap here. Messi. Away from Parejo. Looking to get onto the return from Xavi Hernandez. Once again, quick, dazzling feet of Messi draws admiring noise from the Camp Nou crowd. They're playing really well, Barcelona.
Well, they certainly are, and when that ball is at the feet of Lionel Messi, you're reluctant to make a challenge because he manipulates that ball so quickly and just shifts it, as he just did there with Parejo, who just given a little nutmeg into the path of Xavi Hernandez. But you'd think, Kevin, that Valencia are at 0-0 at this present time. The amount of bodies they're having to put back, and as we know with size, when they play against Barcelona, it's within the width of the 6-yard box. But they're 1-0 down, and all they're doing is stopping themselves from going 3-4 down at this present time.
They're just trying to stay in the game. Xavi. Nice touch from Pedro. Messi. Xavi. Fabregas. Total domination here from Barcelona. Cesc Fabregas. Xavi. Messi. Alexis Sanchez. A lost counter. Will there be a goal at the end of it? Messi. All the way through in the end for Xavi. You can hear what the Barca fans think about this performance. Messi. Away from Mathieu is Dani Alves. So often this season I've seen Dani Alves in positions like that and not shoot. Wants to be unselfish. What a chance he had there to make it 2-0.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Kevin. Again, dazzling, amazing work by Lionel Messi, playing into the path of Dani Alves. And you're right, he should have had an attempt on target, but as you see with a lot of Barcelona players, when they get into those positions, what they do, they have a quick look up, and there's only one person they're aiming for, and that's Lionel Messi. Interesting to see that Javi Fuego is trying to be the player in between the two lines. He's looking around, trying to pick him up all the time.
Terrible possession given away there by Mathieu. And here's Messi! But Mathieu makes up for his mistake with a vital block.
Well, we always turn around and say, if you make a mistake, how can you turn around and make amends for it? And he certainly does there. Nice little ball in behind Ricardo Costa. Slightly fortuitous that the ball hits the right thigh of Jeremy Mathieu as he tried to block the shot with his left-hand side. But still give credit, he put his body on the line, goes away for another corner.
Fed in by Messi, and Piqué disappointed with himself. He didn't keep the header down.
Well, you're right, very seldom do you ever see Barcelona just putting that ball in from a set piece on that left-hand side. But really, the only one person that you can hit is Gerard Piqué with his height.
Juan Antonio Pizzi there, former Barcelona player. Had a couple of seasons here at the Camp Nou. His first campaign was under Sir Bobby Robson. The second season under Louis van Gaal. That season, 97-98. Pizzi was amongst the squad that won the La Liga title.
Well, I think in total he made just under 50 La Liga appearances, Kevin, and 11 goals in total. He'll always be known as the player who won the Pichichi when he was with Tenerife, scoring 31 times that season.
Didn't play with some bad players in his time here at the Camp Nou. Ronaldo, Figo, Stoichkov, Pep Guardiola, and one of our own, one of our Spanish team here on Sky Sports, Albert Pereira, was also in that squad.
Well, they've always had bad squads down the years, haven't they? Let's be honest.
He'll be feeling nostalgic today, Pizzi. He'll be feeling worried by the way he's had to see his team defend virtually the entire opening 29 minutes here, but only a goal to nil down, scored by Alexis Sanchez. Sergio Busquets. Xavi. Room now for Fabregas. And get on to the heavy back heel from Pedro.
So the one person that we've not really mentioned so far this afternoon, Kevin, is Jordi Alba. You know that he was out for such a long time. I think it was 16 games he was out with a hamstring injury. But he just can't get in behind Pedro, can he? Because Pedro's that quick. Take a lot of time to get in behind him there. We see him advancing down that left-hand side now, and that's only because Pedro had come inside.
Here's Alexis. Fabregas. Messi. Pedro Rodriguez. Jordi Alba for Fabregas. Alexis. Dani Alves. Barcelona continue to weave a myriad of patterns around this Camp Nou pitch. Almost having to have eyes in the back of their heads. The Valencia defenders, you'd call it 10 defenders out there.
Well, certainly if I was playing the likes of Barcelona this week, there would be a lot of training in respect of peripheral vision. Certainly that's what I'd be looking at doing, but you've got to come along to these sort of places and put in a performance. But when you see Barcelona passing and moving and supporting the way they are this afternoon, there's not many teams in the world who could compete with this.
Fabregas for Xavi. Messi trying to get it back into the path. Fabregas to Lionel Messi. Dani Alves didn't mean to strike Javi Fuego with the ball there. He did on the back of the head, but he'll be okay. Just wants a rest, I think.
So what's that cliche? Kick a man while he's down.
Valdez remains a spectator. Alves.
Has he decided on his future now, Valdez? Is he going off to Monaco?
Well, we don't know exactly where he's going. It's been mooted, that one. Alexis, it's too long. The only certainty, David, is of course that he is leaving Barcelona, the goalkeeper, at the end of the season. Wants to try another league, maybe Monaco. Won't be bad in terms of wages there, will it?
Well, have they still got the 75% tax bracket?
Here's Feghouli. First real opening for Valencia, but between them, Alcácer and Feghouli can't work the oracle.
Well, that is an opportunity.
Yati denied. Smart work from Victor Valdez.
It was an opportunity completely wasted because the ball from Feghouli was far too short into the path of Alcácer. It had to be a little bit firmer, and then the centre forward would have been able to run onto it. But as it was by his feet, under his feet. And when you have these opportunities, Kevin, you have to take them, because you know you're not going to get that many during the course of 90 minutes.
Busquets closed down well. This is Dani Parejo. Barragan. Ferguli. Out with Antonio Barragan. Valencia. A corner kick, and Mascherano has a problem.
Well, that was a better ball by Ferguli into the path of Barragan, but you look at Mascherano, no rights whatsoever to win that ball. Wholly committed. Picked up a little bit of I think a rib injury for that challenge on Barragan. But you can never knock his commitment, Mascherano. Never been a centre-half as far as I'm concerned, but he's had to do a sterling job. Generally alongside Piqué, Puyol. But an excellent challenge. No real right to win that ball. But that's all about the desire from the Argentine.
In some pain there, the Argentine, as Valencia look to strike from the Parejo corner, headed away by Fabregas. Here's Piatti. Goes Ferguli. It's another Valencia corner. And this is better. It's certainly what they needed.
He certainly needed to come back. I think in the end it was just the studs, because we saw a mark by his rib cage when he lifted his shirt to get a little bit of that eye spray.
Another Dani Parejo corner. Oh, and Valles has missed it, and it's wide. Jeremy Mathieu with the goal gaping, and Barcelona somehow escape.
Well, why Victor Valdez has to come for that ball, I'm not so sure. I think it was Ricardo Costa in the end, Kevin, who just got in front of Jeremy Mathieu with his header. But sometimes that's what happens with goalkeepers. They get themselves a little bit bored, have to get themselves a piece of the action, but he was nowhere near it. And very fortunate that the header from Ricardo Costa went past the post.
Inexplicably went past the post, because there wasn't a goalkeeper or a defender guarding that Barcelona goal. That was quite a miss from the Portuguese international defender Ricardo Costa. Oh, that's a painful one for Pizzi. Dani Alves. Busquets. Fabregas. Messi expecting one behind Mathieu, who looks early for Alcacer, but it was a good ball from the French defender. Valdez will be breathing a sigh of relief, though, after coming for that Parejo corner and getting nowhere near it. No man's land.
But that is a key area for the opposition. Set pieces. And they have conceded 6 from corner kicks so far this year, Barcelona. And we have highlighted it over the last couple of years about the lack of height.
There's Messi. Good foot in from Piatti. He's great friends, incidentally, with Lionel Messi, Pablo Piatti. He's done it. This is Jordi Alba. Pedro. Busquets. Xavi. Alexis.
You see when Alexis received that ball there, Kevin, I looked at Bernat and he was isolated, one-on-one. And I think that's the time where Alexis has to take that ball and just say, well, let me go and have a go at him. Mathieu was, what, 30 to 40 yards away. Piatti was actually in front of Bernat. And I think sometimes with Alexis Sanchez in those positions, he has to go and commit himself against the fullback.
Xavi. You may have noticed the Barcelona players wearing black armbands today. That's in memory of their former coach, the former Spanish national team head coach Luis Aragonés, who has sadly died. In by Alexis Sanchez. Revered Luis Aragonés, his time as a coach, no coach, took charge of more La Liga games than him. Wonderful career. Pedro. Alexis Sanchez. Gonna look to take on Bernat. Run into Javi Fuego.
You see, that's the difference there, Kevin. He should be doing it another 20 yards further out from the 18-yard box, because you saw straight away, as soon as he tried to get round Bernat, Jeremy Mathieu had come across, Parejo had come across. And I do believe with wingers, when they do isolate their fullbacks higher up, it's a great opportunity because there's so much field in behind to run with the ball.
Not quite so much pressure on Diego Alves' goal in the last 10 minutes or so. Really, Valencia, against all odds, should be on level terms with that headed opportunity for Ricardo Costa. Xavi. Alexis. Oh, that was him fighting. He got beyond both Messi and Pedro.
Well, that is the problem with Jeremy Mathieu. When Alexis is one-on-one against Bernat, he has to make a decision. Do I get myself a little bit tighter to the fullback? But then you saw with two players, one running in front of him, one in behind him, lack of communication between himself and Ricardo Costa. But I think that's where Pablo Piatti can go and help, to go and double bank himself against Alexis Sanchez.
Javi Fuego. Dani Parejo has won that well against Busquets. Barcelona stretch a little here. This is Feguli and a tap-in for Dani Parejo. And Valencia just shy of half-time after having done so much defending. Last-ditch stuff in this first half. Kept it at 1-0, and now, to the surprise of many around the Camp Nou, they're level at 1-1.
Well, when we have a look at this again, Kevin, there are two Barcelona tackles, which, as far as I'm concerned, they weren't good enough. They weren't strong enough. I'm not sure who was on the deck to start off with, but Sergio Busquets makes a challenge where I think, sorry, but if you're a central midfielder, you've got to be a lot stronger than this. There's that challenge, I think, to start off with. There's an opportunity from Busquets. He goes down to the ground, and it's Dani Parejo who does really well, plays the ball into the path of Sofiane Feghouli, and what he does, he just brings that ball back from the byline. Who's watching Parejo? Nobody. And it's a nice, easy tap-in. They've had a couple opportunities which have been spurned, but this is well done from Valencia. They've caught Barcelona on the hop, but I look at the two challenges from midfield players. That wasn't good enough, but don't take it away from Dani Parejo.
Just his second goal in the league this season. All Barcelona's dominance, and they played really well in this first half. They've been pegged back. Dani Alves. Will be a little bit of stoppage time, just the 1 minute allowed by Perez Montero. Here's Messi. Oh, that's another sport, Dani Parejo.
All I'll say to him, you have two choices. Wait until half-time or wait until full-time to swap shirts with Lionel Messi. But not while the play's still going on.
This is the last play of the half. Messi over the free kick. At the moment, Valencia holding a high line, giving the goalkeeper Diego Alves a good view of the Messi delivery. It's calmly through. Not quite so calm in his handling, but it was enough for Diego Alves. We're at half-time, and Barcelona will be scratching their heads why they aren't in front here. They were for a long period of this first half after Alexis Sanchez scored from a tight angle. And Diego Alves had to make several good saves after that, after Barcelona dominated. But just shy of half-time, well-worked Valencia move brought an equaliser for Dani Parejo. And at the break, it's Barcelona 1, Valencia 1.
Sponsored by Bet365.